we need to make sure that we are sending a strong statement to policymakers to make sure that they consider the space and give the energy they need to give to it. Yeah. Even for the creative arts and tourism sector, the focus has always been on the tourism. Creative arts is kind of, relegated to the back. Yeah. From what we saw, is it enough to send a statement to policymakers to pay attention to us? Or you think we need to get our data right and push so that they can now understand us better?
Thank you very much for your question.
Yeah, so for 10 minutes.
And I thank you for saying data, because science and data seems to be what we work with in these our times. And I've entitled this submission that I'm about to make, a concept that moves the economy. Beyond the spectacles lies a deeper story, one that quantifies the economic value of Ghana's creative industry. When music and commerce meet, and we today, this will help us or help the government to pay much or drastic attention to the economy, just like you rightly said, per what I have put in together here. Now, for Brand Shatawale is now moved from a brand to an institution, and an established institution as well, by the numbers that he was able to pull for just his birthday celebration. Let's settle with 600,000 people.
If you say let's settle, is that established number, or because others are saying 40, others are saying 100? That's where my confusion lies.
So now it's between the media outlets 400,000, and then Shatawale himself and his team saying 673,000. So in between that, let's just say 600,000. Let's work with that figure for now. 600,000. The population of Accra is 5.5 million people. That means he put about 12% of Accra. Let's just say that the population of Accra there. The Accra Sports Stadium has a capacity of 40,000. Kumasi 40,500. Cape Coast 15,000. Tamale Aliyu Muhammad Stadium 21,000. Obuasi Lenkle 20,000. All these stadiums, 5 stadiums combined, still don't make up for that 600,000. 16 sports stadia by the Ghanaian standard of 40,000 is what we need. 16. That means we need 40,000 capacity stadium in every region. Say it was 16 regions, right?
15 and 16. 16.
16 regions. We need 40,000 stadiums to be able to fill or make up for the numbers that came in. When you go outside, the biggest stadium in Africa is Johannesburg FNB Stadium, which is 94,000. We need 6. The biggest stadium in the world, in India, Narendra Modi Stadium, we need 134,000. We need 5 times. The big Santiago Bernabeu, the sports people, FA 84,000. We need 8 of that stadium.
That's
to be able to pick.
That's if you don't consider the field. That's if you don't consider people standing on the field.
When you go to Santiago Bernabeu, they have a carpet for playing football.
No, but
a carpet for tennis.
But the capacity you are talking about is for seating capacity.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That's why you say you need about 4, 5, about 6 of them. I'm saying that's if you don't consider the pitch, because that's for seating. But when it has to do with standing, it means you can still have a certain number on the field.
People
exactly
on the field as well.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying now. So the concept that moves the economy, estimating the economic footprint. Let's take it one by one. This is the data I was talking about. Category: transportation. When you say transportation, we can say Uber, taxis, buses, Shaxi, whatever. Estimated units 40,000 trips in all among the movement in Average spending here 80 cedis. That means a total value of Mema CD Mama dollar. A total value of 3.2 million Ghana cedis was spent only on transportation during that 24-hour period, which is about $266,000 only on transportation.
These are guesstimates.
Yes. Food and beverages vendors. Let's go with 800 vendors. 3,500 sales average, which equals 2.8 million Ghana cedis. That's over $233,000. Hotels, short-term stays within these 24 hours stretch. 1,000 rooms booked, estimated. 1,200 average spent on average, which equals to 1.2 million Ghana cedis, which is over $100,000. Merchandise and informal trade, 500 traders. Basic nyama shatter flag, breaking it down, those things. Over 500 traders, 2,000 average spend, which is over 1 million Ghana cedis, $83,000 spent. Media, logistics, sound, security, bouncers, and all those. Estimated over 2.5 million Ghana cedis, which is over $208,000. Opening Yakikaboma, estimated direct and indirect value within a 24-hour space by the media, by Shatawale, by the industry, music industry. Yeko records ma, it is the biggest we've ever seen. It is estimated that directly and indirectly 10.7 million Ghana cedis was spent. $891,000, almost $1 million has been spent. Now, by this data and by what we have here, we can equally say we have not given our best or 100% to this industry, the creative industry, because baby.
No, and can be sad because as your time ends. No, I just want to find out. You see how you've been able to put these things together. These are all guesstimates. They are guesses based on the numbers that have been given. But every government will want to make a decision based on figures, which are solid. That is the data. Whose responsibility should it be to be able to have this data following the success of this event so that the right conversations could be had? Because you see, with these guesstimates you've made, somebody will also sit somewhere and also make guesstimates. Then we will now have to strike an average and say, okay, on the average, this is how much could have been spent. These people who don't really care about us, I mean, if you want to have a foreigner invest, they might have seen the numbers. But somebody will say somewhere, okay, well, the numbers are there. If I'm a business, what impact exactly am I going to get apart from the visibility? Maybe you're looking at return on an investment. How is it going to play out? If it was that business where I have to sell directly, would it sell? Would it give me that feedback? If it's a business, that would take a while for it to sell. Given it time, would it still work or not? Whose responsibility is it to get the data? Because for the transport service, like you talk about, maybe you could find out from Uber, Bolt, the Shaxi, all that within a certain time frame, maybe from 5 p.m. to the next day at about 10 a.m. The trips that moved within a certain location, get that data, then you're able to solidify and say, listen, on transportation within the enclave, this is the amount of money that was spent because of this event. Flights, you could be able to, have something around it. Maybe Momo should be able to tell us that, listen, these are the numbers we saw on our downloads. These are transactions that happen within that moment. This is the economic impact within that period. So that data could actually help us. Then we can make that strong argument. Who do you think should be responsible for that? Should it be Shatawale and his team, or the government, should pay, because the government already seems not to care. Yeah. So whose responsibility should that be? Or maybe a private individual would have to take that up, have that data, and now sell it.
Research is very expensive.
If after this crazy numbers, the government of the day does not still see the need to pay attention to this industry, then the government can never be serious. Nothing can ever happen.
Do you think these numbers are enough? The scenes we've seen, is it enough to push policymakers?
It is enough.
Okay.
The first of it is the rapaholic. If you didn't give that attention to the industry after rapaholic, I mean, a nail on the coffin, the final nail on the coffin is what Shatter first did. Ain't that? Even if we do not have accurate figures, we know that we can estimate that this number of people, and you can always work with estimation.
Yeah.
Even when we are doing the population, we conducting population census. At the end of the day, and it's estimated. When the population of Ghana is 30, last year it was 32.
About 35. About. Yeah. I mean, once there's numbers, you'd always say about.
The population of Accra is about 5.5 million. The population of Kumasi is about.
So we can say the estimated population or the estimated attendance number for Shutterfest is about 637,000.
So
we should work with that now.
If that figure is exaggerating enough for you, the media outlet came out with 400,000.
Joy came out with about 400,000.
Okay, for 100,000.
Let's strike a balance.
Yes, exactly.
And I think there was
There's another that was estimating it to be almost 1 million.
Yeah.
Yes, and there was another, research firm that also posted about 400 to 500,000. So I think if we are to play,
let's say 500,000.
Or let's say almost 500,000.
500,000. So
Ghana population
half a million,
and don't cry almost.
500,000 people pulled up.
Okay.
That is enough data for you for
any institution to want to be serious.
Look, when we spoke about, let me wrap it up. When we spoke to, we went to Sarkodie's Rapaholic dialogue. There was some figures that came out. The inclusion, what do you call it? This app, SC Mobile signing.
SC Mobile, yeah.
They have data there.
Of course, and that you see, and that's something Sarkodie's team always inquire. They want to know how effective it's running, so that they know their brand strength and they can push for better.
So, example, na pesa me demand based on the question that you said. SC Mobile was signing 2,000 accounts per month. After signing SAC, they were signing 2,000 a day. This is data. Who was present there? Abeku Santana was present there.
Yeah.
In a capacity of not as a media person, but government in a small man by GTA. Government. GTA government. You understand? And the same way, if you want data about Momo, the Momo first, within that 24-hour period,
Momo will not
there.
give you that data. That's why I said, whose responsibility is it? So Shatter would have to find out from us.
So now
he has that data to be able to work with
the statistical service. If they have interest, the government will also interest that. Add the statistical service to get involved in all these programs. For Mupe BB, there will be a Ope BB, Papa B, and the numbers where they are. You add the statistical service to these big programs. Say Stoneball, say Shatawale, say Samini. Add them. Let's get the numbers itself.
The government,
keep numbers new. Then we can use it for proper analysis.
The government already doesn't have any interest in that. That's why I'm advocating that. So the individuals involved should be taking charge of this thing. Let's hit the phone lines. Let's hit the phone lines and then speak to our people as well. So that our time is up already, but maybe speak to about 3 or 4 people. McLean can actually work on this for me as soon as possible. I tend to always forget the studio number, but they want to give us a call this morning, and let's get
ebu mfumpa o wiase ya no ye mpanimfo no omu yo wamanya no mo dene wo na zenga o wese nipa me nipa omo ni tuo mu na omo time akuru sa enema we se dia ba anata number se dia ba monte no e waza ko mutu bu ama music industry no etimu bu ko lanim na so nya no mo ya dai omo he one dia edimida so omo nga so omo tuma ko mo abom and you for me ko tuma ko mo no tuma e bibi dia bo music industry na ba what say omo ba ko to party for so Poka bibi say numbers na shaka epuru di babo anteno embato free ninjina ewu ni zano the bajo also free na so go free ni e show ka numbers are beba why free dia ebu dey free also go free ni ka numbers are beba and bajo enu kwa mo people kura why
all right, thank you for calling. I was thinking Henry there kwa me people all right, let's get on to the lines again. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Noy.
Yes, sir. Welcome. What's your name, boss?
Record you need no do fare.
Record you my into.
Noy. Numbers no na ye kakaka. Numbers no dey say you true. Omo project no mo for right figures in my next time. Say the be investment for no so ba be sisi no. Say dia omoye no sata wali ni sakode omo absia brand omo say omo food brand say me bra panyinikan a constitution a beka kana storms mu nyina ebe ba se omba be bo papa holic ni say the name yesi ehu ne ma 5 years 10 years no a beka kana foreigners no so ba be bobi e to mo my right figures no say the be omo so ba omo ni say ni pardon ma e wo ho ni e betimi de gina so abo na ebiem Ghana e friend say revenue authority program bia hu omo so so betimi ma e figure program bia mo so wo no mo do buku bo so mo ticket mo ne pencil ticket
I know your events now or jiska no say no tickets ni nti omo timi kan but free events na omo timi free event there so mo benefit
omo so timi ka ba bia ba di ticket bia omo kan ma ye na ye no mo nya se so mo to sika no ko no ana mo so do programs a mo promote if you say percentage we promote to my musicians no
and no dey enyo ma juma and no dey enyo ma juma but we ko juma ti ase also be this can to
post you page ana eden
hey na no e na juma
ebi enyo
na juma ni so raise revenue into una oye wa juma
so we are saying that baby akwa jisika no they need say push
there be enyo na juma
more people can be
more hello, good morning.
Event no umba.
Hello.
Good morning, why?
Yes, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Rich Kid. Now I'm at Tasmanso.
Rich Kid, my NTA.
Numbers need the ticketing count, the Umfa number Giamba. Also, fully out there, that was last year, that's last 2 years on the medical host too. Our class was stadium. All the numbers need a dollar back about. And that's Anjidi and Kosi. The numbers need there. We other candidate. A free event. MrBonezgh who say a free. Tell me if we sponsor you. Say yeah, coin. The young person, they free. Because into Sana, they say the panicking is
all right, Martin, thank you very much for calling. I'll do just one more call, and it will be a wrap this morning. Time near Pound be brave. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, please. How are you?
I'm good, Doctor. Let's say.
Boss. Anyway,
Doctor.
I'm part of Shaka label.
No one record label.
Okay, my senior only. Tata fast na the birthday no onya na guy na is extraordinary good. Only we know one jiska but yeah waiting say o dey bra. Yeah kwa say o dey anka o jiska kwa na anka o dey blank. Oh yeah, hero. But one thing is senior. One thing is shata say swing. What you say? Obo bruti. To tell one who say have be kura obema be 2 billion be kura na obeje so sell Ghana and then I'm king and the guys almost figure papo ni anya
right, Doctor, thank you very much for calling. I'm unable to pick any other call. Will be a wrap this morning. But there's a statement from the government on the passing of Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings, and so I want to read it out before we go. Now it says announcement of 3 days of national mourning following the passing of Her Excellency Nana Konadu Agyeman-Rawlings, former First Lady Presidency of the Republic of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama has, on behalf of the government, declared 3 days of national mourning from today, Friday 24th October to Sunday 26th October. During this period, all national flags shall fly at half-mast at all public buildings, diplomatic missions, and government installations throughout the country and abroad. This is in honor of her memory and in recognition of her distinguished service to our nation. Mrs. Ajma Rawlings served Ghana with dedication and commitment, particularly in women's empowerment, child welfare, and social development. The government extends its deepest condolences to the family, her children, and all who mourn this irreplaceable loss. May her soul rest in peace. Signed by Felix Kwachi Ofosu, Member of Parliament. Okay, so that should be it for this morning. Just 30 seconds, and we are gone. Let me start with you, Moula.
I think there's a lot going on the media space that we should take attention or pay attention to. Defying All Odds by Amrado has been.
I spoke about it. It's out already.
Yes, and Amrado Yejuma Monaba Super Defying All Odds is coming out today.
It's out already, actually.
Yes, it's out already. Available on all digital platforms. And then also there's this particular guy, Quantifying Music. That's As It Is. There's a very nice song. I want people to check it out.
Okay.
On the internet as well.
All right.
And just like we've widely said, I mean, the government of the day should take things serious. Now, the priority straight. I mean, if this two shows does not give any form of attention from the government, they should put in place an enabling environment and establish event centers. Baby, because event center be any honoma, a bro 40,000 and do 50,000 crab, but say you issue or sell out stadium. The issue of free show no. Or free show.
This is not
a sell out Accra Sports Stadium. All
right, Martin.
Thank you. The number of people that came cannot make. Say stadium.
Moula, make sure you have the time to have that conversation. Mr. Bones, please wrap up for us.
Yes, I love the fact that people are so bitter because of the wins of some of our creatives.
You love the fact?
Yes, because they will continue to be bitter because we are making statements and we keep making those statements every day. You see, that is why I said in my initial conversation that we need to start rewording our narrative. Because we can't be so, the pettiness in the space is so alien and it's sickening. And I keep saying that, we should move from just trying to discredit artists. We are moving away from that. So if it will hurt your feelings, we keep speaking the truth and we keep hurting you. The truth is that whatever happens in Accra is a major statement for the orange economy. What happened at the Rapaholic is a major statement, and we must see the good side of it and now push to policymakers to now look at us with a different. And I think probably if Shatta and the orange economy, industry people like us are interested in what is happening now, we need to get maybe a research team together, let them get down there, gather the numbers and the information that we need, then
you can push it to the businesses as well. All right, that's it. Before we go, let me say that on Sunday, God willing, we join our brother DJ Cassius as she mourns the mother. So the mother passed away, but on Sunday, God willing, is going to be the final funeral rites. That's Madame Rose Brobe, aka Abna Pukia. We are all going to Yonso. You also connect. That's where we're going to have the funeral. So everyone is invited. Please, let's join our brother and let's have let's mourn with him as he lays the mom to rest. That's God willing Sunday into Mr. You're so close to Mampong, Asante Mampong. On the end, you're going to Mr. When you're now joining and not
shout to
Kwaku electrician. Shout to
flexing Yamopa. Yeah, Ubebanum keep a new one. Dimi here 300 Ghana cedis. 300 Ghana cedis. Me fana me Ghana card and as a driver's license and as a voter's idea and